Hello and welcome to Kidder Farms. We're back with another episode of UMRV, Upper Mississippi River Valley, and today we are picking up on our soybean harvest here in earnest. Last episode we opened up this, we took out this first little field here, and then we got the second field here started off with course play. So we're grabbing the 9630T here, and we're going to be taking this right on up to the soybean field here. I don't know how fast this combine is going to get full. Quite honestly, we haven't harvested on this field yet. I don't know what the soil quality is like. I don't know what the fertilization levels are like. These are all the fields that we started the farm with. I can't believe we're this many episodes into the series and we're just now getting into our first real harvest here. But we're going to be diving into things today. So before I pull this onto the field, I'm thinking about if I want to bring the semi up here, but I'm not sure where I'm going to park it just yet. Let's jump over here and take a look at the combine. We're doing pretty good here, actually. Looking at the yield map, we're in the green, so we're going to expect quite the decent crop here. We're on the way back down? No, we're on the way across the top. Oh, goodness. Let's bring up the map here. We're already at 64%, and I haven't even made it halfway around the field yet. So that answers that question. Let's jump into the 9630 here and get moving. We're gonna have to see if we can catch up with that combine and empty him out, because we need to get us some soybeans in this cart. Now, I know I've commented on it in the past. See how my mirrors are working depending on which angle I'm at, but when I turn, they like flake out. Somebody suggested I check my max mirror setting, and I've got that maxed out at like 7 mirrors, I think, right now. I think that's as far up as the setting goes. And so I don't think that's it. I think there's something else going on here, either with the mod or maybe Farm Sim in general, because I've noticed this in several mods now. So I don't know what's going on, but if it starts to bother me, I'm just going to have to go out of cab again. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to bounce around in cab a little bit. We've got the awesome Kinsey grain cart here with the tracks to match our tractor here. So this will be the first time that I think I've really used this mod, or at least used it in quite a while. Usually there's some other grain carts that are my go-tos for Farm Sim series here. So I thought it'd be not only fun to use something a little bit different, but fun to use brands that I know I would see in Iowa. Kinsey being a company, I don't remember if they're based in Iowa or if they just have manufacturing in Iowa, but I've definitely driven past the big Kinsey dealerships and plant down there in Iowa at one point or another. I'm just realizing that, again, this is a geared tractor and I'm driving several gears below the maximum, trying to catch up with the combine and not putting all of our effort into it. I was hoping to get him before he came around this corner, which we might have done had I been driving fast enough, but unfortunately we didn't catch him. That's all right. Course play is smart enough to cut in here for me, so I'm going to just wait until he gets moved over here, and I'll pull up here and unload these beans. It does make a little bit of a mess with the straw swath when he does that, but not much that I can do about it. The unload speed on this combine is definitely on the slower side. We've been sitting here for just a moment while this all unloads, so I guess it is what it is, but we're gonna get out of his way here before we get run over. I would definitely prefer to do a more unloading on the go if at all possible. So once we got this field opened up here, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure we're not just sitting and unloading at a standstill in the future. That way we can keep the combine moving and not have all of this downtime. I am going to just follow along here. Maybe I'll try to straddle the straw swath a little bit better here. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do with all of this soybean straw. I'm not sure. I've had some comments on the previous videos that if I put straw into our dairy barn, that either it's going to stop making slurry or it's going to produce manure in addition to slurry. I didn't see a manure pit anywhere for like dry manure on the dairy barn here, so I'm not really sure what purpose the straw is going to serve, if any. I know it's still producing liquid manure though, because we put straw in there at the start, and I think we've still got some straw in the animal pen. No, actually we don't right now, so I don't know. I don't know if we need straw. I don't know what purpose it would serve. I do know I want to try and use it for the TMR as we get in. Oh, and this is the other pen. I'm thinking of this pen that I put this straw into, but we don't have any in there either. So I don't know. We'll have to play around with it, see what it does. Given that I don't see any dry manure pits anywhere, but maybe I just need to look around a little bit more. Maybe they're there and I've just missed them. So let's see if we can get up alongside this combine. This is maybe not the best place to unload, but we're gonna try it anyway. We've got actually a pretty nice shoulder up here, so I'm getting a little close to the combine though. I'm gonna stop here maybe. I don't want to go over this big hill while we're unloading. Maybe we've got enough room. I was just being chicken. We've got plenty of room up here, so that'll work. That'll work. I'll just follow him down the hill here, and then we'll go pick up that semi and find a good spot for him to park here, and that will kind of wrap up all of the things that I need to do to really get into harvesting this field. I don't think I'm going to bother setting up like auto drive or anything to come out here. The roads and stuff are pretty narrow, and honestly we're not going to get that much yield off of these fields, I don't think, where I'm going to have to make more than one or two semi trips. So we'll just leave this tractor here for a moment. I'm going to run down the road here and pick up that semi that we left over by the harvest stores. Here we are. Get it pulled out on the road here. I think I've got beans in the front and the back of this trailer right now. And I do like that this is a little bit shorter of a semi bed, so we're hopefully not going to have a lot of problems getting into a good spot here where we can load and unload it. In fact, I think what we might do is pull past the driveway here and back into the driveway and just leave the truck on the driveway here. We'll have enough room on this grass area to get around with the grain cart, and we're not going to see any traffic coming down this road since it's closed just up the hill there. And so I really think this is going to work out the best for us. Let's see if I can manage to pull this off without completely jackknifing the truck or going too far into this ditch here. Now, if I was really skilled, I'd be trying to do this in cab, but that's all right. We're not going to pretend that I'm more skilled than I am. The fact that I'm more or less on the driveway is impressive enough for me. I'm going to straighten this trailer out, and then I think I'll pull ahead just a little bit so that the trailer's not actually on the field. That way we won't have as many issues, I think, with the combine running into us. I'm liking that. It's more or less level. It's not the levelest spot, but good enough for what we're trying to do. And I'm going to go ahead and dump what we've got into the truck here. I think I'm going to actually spin around here. I think we're going to be okay driving up on this ditch and out into the road like this. And then I can come back in here. I should have loaded from the other side, actually, now that I think about it. This is the wrong side to try and load this trailer from. That's all right. We're going to just run with it. Our auger is plenty tall here. Oh, it looks like I might actually top up the front of the trailer here. Nice. Let's see if I can avoid running over this little bit that Courseplay left. Hopefully we can come back and clean that up at some point. And we're going to run down here and catch up with our combine again, because I've got to imagine it's going to be getting close to full down here by now. And then I think as soon as we get the combine emptied, what I want to do is go grab one of the other tractors and see if I can get the baler set up, and we can go start baling these soybean stalks. I am going to set the time up here a little bit. I think we said last time I wanted to start running at 15x speed and see how that treats us. So that will keep me honest here. We'll see how the month of October goes, and if I can get all of these jobs done in the month of October while having the clock run a little bit more, I think that'll be all right. And yeah, I'm really wishing I'd put a different turn mode onto the combine, but it is what it is. We'll navigate around all these patches and come back and pick them up a little bit later probably. At least courseplay shouldn't be knocking down any of our missed stuff, and since I'm not using automation for the grain cart driver this time around, we'll be alright. We weren't as full as I was worried we were going to be, so I think I should be able to get him unloaded here pretty quickly. We are actually getting quite a few bushels of soybeans off of the field here already. I mean, we're at 180 bushels in the Kenzie wagon here now. And we've got a good chunk in the semi already. I mean, the front hopper's already full, so by the time I get this over there, I don't remember how much goes into that semi-trailer, but I want to say it's probably like 600 bushels, so we're going to have quite a few soybeans here, which means my estimate that we'd only have 1 or 2 truckloads off of the field was probably a little light, but that's all right. I don't mind running the truck up every so often. And quite honestly, this grain cart's probably going to hold more than a single semi-load. We are a little bit unbalanced from that perspective, but I'm okay with that. We've got a tight yard, and it's easier to get around with the shorter semi-trailer there, I think. In fact, part of me was tempted to just pick up some gravity wagons and maybe run with that when we're around the farm and use the truck for either bigger fields like this or when we're harvesting, or I'm sorry, when we're hauling crops up to the elevator and stuff and we need to take longer trips where it pays to go a little bit faster on the road. But we might still pick up a gravity wagon or two for especially the smaller fields where there's just no room to park a truck. And I'm going to fold this auger in because we're getting into the trees here. I don't want to risk getting that all bent out of shape over here. Catch a branch or something would put a dent in my day, I'm sure. Let me go ahead and just run this back up to the semi, since I think I've got enough to fill that back hopper up, and we can run the semi up to the yard, get it unloaded, and grab that baler while we're at it. All right, let's see if I can actually pull right in here on the correct side of the truck this time. And I didn't quite top it off, all of that for nothing. I really was expecting that we'd be able to top off the back of the truck here. Maybe we will just wait for the combine to get down here and top that off rather than take it up half empty here. So I'm just gonna park this right here and we'll go grab that baler like I planned. All right, we've got the baler here, and I forgot we have 74% of hay in here that I couldn't get out. I know you can unload a bale or a bale in progress, or at least I thought you could, but I don't seem to be getting that option when I look at the help menu, so I'm gonna hope that when I start picking this stuff up, that it's, yep, gonna just turn it into a soybean straw bale here for me. Perfect, and let me see, I want to turn on automatic drop. There we are, and we're just gonna truck through this real quick. Hopefully that's not gonna roll all the way down the hill. There we go. I gotta stop a little bit faster there. Always my problem with these round balers. But man, the swath is super wide on this combine. I can barely pick it up with the baler without missing bits. I'm not gonna be too picky about it because I'm not sure how much value these bales are gonna even have for me. I'm mostly baling them just to get the material off of the field here, and hopefully we can make some money on it at some point here. All right, let's see, that's 9 miles an hour. Can I go faster? Oh, I can. Well, we'll put her in 7th gear here and get trucking. Yeah, we're gonna miss quite a bit here between my driving and the width of these swaths. This is crazy times. This 4440 though, man, this tractor is just champing it out. It's doing a lot more jobs than I was expecting out of it. I figured that this thing would pretty much just live on the mixer wagon and not be able to do much else on the farm, but it's proving quite capable of running a few different jobs here for us. And I've got a huge pile here where I think I stopped for a thumbnail photo or something. And so I've got to see if we can jump over this with the tractor and baler. It will hopefully not tip me over or do anything too crazy here. But yeah, that's a pile. Oof. There we go. We might actually have to come back for the other half of that pile. That's a lot of straw sitting there. We're actually getting more bales off of this field than I expected, especially for soybeans. I wouldn't have expected quite this much residue from soybeans. Feels like maybe we're pumping out just a smidge more straw than feels realistic. But I guess I've never actually seen soybean straw baled. We've done a little bit of corn straw at one point, I know I've seen, but I've just not had that much experience with it, to be honest. All right, we've only got a couple more passes. I'm pretty sure our combine has got to be getting full here soon, and I really want to keep that going. So maybe when I get down to the end row here, I'll hop out and run across the road there. We'll grab our grain cart and see if I can track down the combine here. Oh my goodness, we got to pay attention with this bales. It beeps for me and everything. I'm going to get a bale right as I get to the corner here, aren't I? Yep. All right, as soon as this empties, we're shutting her down. And I'm looking up at the clock. 15x might be a little fast for us. I'm going to bump me back down to 10x and see how I feel about that. I'm just realizing we're already after 1 o'clock and I've barely made a few passes here on the field. So I want to make sure we can actually finish at least one field in a day. So 10x is the new testing for a sweet spot, and yes, the combine is just sitting over here burning through my dollars on helper fees, given that we're running at an accelerated time rate and well, just everything else. I think I'm going to turn off course play worker fees here. I always try to find a balance between realism and having fun here, and watching it burn through hundreds of dollars while I spend 5 minutes doing something else just felt like a bit much for me. So we're gonna disable that for the time being. We'll see how we feel about it as time continues here, but I mostly want to play and have fun here and not worry about the finer details without feeling like I'm making it too easy on myself. And given how much debt we've taken on and the land leasing costs that we're getting hammered with every day, I'm feeling like we've got plenty of things that are a drain on our income on an active basis here. So we'll make it just a smidge easier on ourselves by turning off the course play worker costs. I've got 376 bushels in the grain cart here. I know that's going to be enough to top off the semi finally, so I am going to run back over here. We're going to try and top the semi off, take our first load of grain ever up into our silo system here and see how that's working. And we're going to learn from last time. I'm going to spin in here a little bit wider as we're targeting this back hopper. There we are. Oh, I did top it off while I was getting straightened out here. Good deal. That's all right. So I'm going to pull this out of the way so that when I come to back the semi-trailer back into this driveway, we're not in the way. Fire up our truck and get on down here. We'll see if I change my mind at some point about the auto drive courses or not, but for the time being, I'm quite happy to actually hop in and drive some stuff around myself. We've actually got a decent interior on this truck as well, although my check engine light is on, so I guess I should be concerned. And I think we're going to pull into this first driveway and see if I can circle around into the bins and come out the other side like we've been doing. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. I feel like my camera is sitting just a smidge low. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just a shorter person in Farm Sim than I think I am. And hopefully we can't see our trailer in that mirror at all. I was going to say hopefully we're pretty straight in here, but we're horribly misaligned. That's all right. Next time I'll swing wider. I was worried I wasn't swinging very wide. And we just had something take a huge chunk of money out. What is that about? Vehicle leasing costs. $5,746. Okay, well that's a big chunk of change. We've just got to make it a few months here. If I look at the charts, we're putting soybeans in. We won't see the soybeans on this menu, unfortunately, because this bin is set up as a production site. But if I look at the price fluctuations here, oh man, I've got to make it all the way back to July. I thought for some reason soybeans sold high in the winter, but apparently That's corn. Sells high in the winter and in July. Well, we're going to have to hold on to all these until July to make some money on them because that's a pretty big price swing. We'll have to figure something else out here. Maybe sunflowers? Yeah, sunflowers will sell good in November here, and maybe even in February, March if I want to wait that long. So we might take that more or less high point in the winter there and get that sold just to give us some cash to get through until we can sell the soybeans later in the year, something like that. We've got to think things through. Hopefully our dairy starts keeping up with some of our costs here as well, and we're able to cover a lot of these ongoing costs with our dairy income in the mornings every day. We've now got 500 total cows between the two sheds, so I'm curious to see how that works out for us. I'm gonna run this truck up the road a little bit faster. We can gear up here. And I think like last time, I'm going to just back it right into the same spot. I might back it up a little bit more now that we've got the 3 headland passes off, just to give myself a little bit more room to maneuver around with this grain cart before we start heading off into the ditch or into the road. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at just a little bit of an angle since I'm coming in from behind it, and that'll give me some room to squeeze in there. I could probably unload this cart before I go chase down the combine. Yeah, I'm guessing the combine's actually cutting through right now. It looks like I can see him coming over the hill here. So let's go ahead and dump this cart out while we wait for him to get back. And then when he gets back, I'll get him emptied and we'll go finish baling that other field. He's still got a ways to go. I'm going to go make a round in the baler. We've got quite a bit of baling to do here, so I want to try my best to keep up. Once we get onto that other field, I'm going to copy that course play course and have the baler do the course play baling. Because we've already got the combine's course play course loaded up there, I can get out of a job. It'll make things a little bit easier on us. We'll have to watch out for the bales on the headland, though, so that we're not driving over them with the combine as we keep going. That could turn into a little bit of a problem, so I might wait to start baling until we're actually done combining on that field, just to have a few less problems. I think we're going to go for some of the missed bits here. We've got not a lot right here, but we might as well since we were already lined up on it. But we did miss this whole strip over here that's a little bit more voluminous. And then I wanted to get this a little pile over here that we missed. See how much this is worth. Well, that was actually a decent chunk of straw. And then I gotta find a way to get lined back up on that windrow, so let me just spin around here. Looks like the combine's already well on its way back. I wanted to unload him on the way back down, and we're getting distracted with the baling again here. That's all right. We've only got this final strip here, and I can go get in the grain cart again and stay focused. I could probably clean up a little bit more of all of this here, but I don't think I'd get to a full bale anyway, and I don't know, it's just not that much straw. So we're gonna do it anyway, even though I just said it's not that much straw, and I have another job to do because, well, I'm somehow addicted to not leaving a mess everywhere. I can leave a little bit of a mess, but not this much. This much on the field just, it was gonna irk me. So we'll grab it and drive this thing over to the other field rather than running over there. Even though I'm not going to start the baler off just yet, I know that's the next place we need to end up. So there we go. Let's see, I think the field driveway is actually all the way back up on the other end of this field anyway. We ended up with what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bales on this field, it looks like, which is more than I would have anticipated. So that's quite awesome. That means we're going to get a whole lot more bales off of the other field here. And I think somebody was saying in the comments, I can't put different types of bales into this bale shed that we've got right now, which is going to be unfortunate if true. I swear I saw in the screenshots of that mod on the mod hub, though, different types of bales in the same shed. And so I'm going to be looking into that for sure to see what's what. But in the meantime, I think I'm actually going to park this alongside the field rather than on the field, just so that we don't have it getting run into by anything, hopefully. And we better get out here with our grain cart, because I am sure that combine is waiting on us. Oh yeah, he's just sitting here waiting with his arm out, so we need to pay more attention here if we're going to have a hope of getting this field done in a timely manner. This field is also proving to be, I guess, a little bit bigger than I thought it was, so I guess that's a good thing, but we need to be helping our buddy here out, the combine driver. I can just barely kind of sort of straddle this straw row, but it turns out the perfect spot for me to be would be like right with one of my tracks in the middle of it, which is unfortunate. I hate driving over stuff, even if it is just straw. And I've got quite a bit out of here. I'm going to zip ahead and get out of the way so the combine can get turned around here, and we'll come back in behind him and unload on the way back down. And hopefully that'll mean that we've got enough beans here to top off the semi. We'll see. There we go. He's on his way, so let's sneak back in here. I forgot to look and see how many bushels that trailer holds. Let's do that while we've got a moment here. I think it's this one, and of course I can't see bushels in this menu. 35 cubic meters is not a terribly interesting unit of measure for me right now. I can see cubic yards. I could probably do some math and convert all of that back over, but we'll just wing it here. I've got 385 bushels here. I know that's not going to fill it up, so might as well just let the combine keep doing its thing here. We're going to zip down here towards the end of row and hopefully get turned around here. And we can always follow him back up the other way once he's a little bit fuller. There's no sense just driving along him while he's mostly empty. And I haven't had the recording on for quite some time. We decided to get the baler going on this field, and he's off baling. And I have run the 7810 out here as well. We're going to be picking up the bales that are going to end up on the headland passes. I decided with how big this field is and how much baling we've got, I'd rather not waste time. We can definitely run the baler here behind the combine. And so we'll be picking up the handful of bales that we need to pick up here, and keeping as many things moving as we can. In fact, we've got just about all of our equipment out on this field at this point. Not all of it, but a good chunk of it. We've got the combine, we got a semi, we've got the 9600 here, we've got the 4440 over there baling in the distance, and the 7810 I ran out to the other end of the field there. We're going to start picking up the bales on the headlands back there. So yeah, we've got all three of our tractors on this field now doing something, which is actually kind of exciting. I love when I've got a lot of things going on, a lot of different vehicles moving. It definitely keeps things interesting. Now I'm going to get out of this guy's way. We've got over 300 bushels in the grain cart. So let's see if I can now load this semi up. I didn't get close enough again. I've got to really work on how I pull in here. Maybe what I need to do is just start parking the truck a little bit differently than I thought I was going to. That's all right. I'll back it up here and top off the rear hopper as well. There we are, another full semi. And I'm going to jump down here into the 7810. I don't need to run that semi up just yet. We can put a bunch into the grain cart if I need to. I've got time to deal with that. And I'm just going to start picking up bales off of the headland here. And hopefully, as I pull forward here and get onto a different elevation, this bale is going to fall back down onto the forks. Maybe not. Maybe I need to force it on. There we go. That's better. All right, that gives me the weight I need to pick up a few other bales. I'm going to get this one other bale right here, and then we're going to run down to the other end of the field and make sure I'm picking up any bales that we're leaving on the headlands down there. Again, just the whole point of this is making sure that the combine's not running into anything. Helps if I select the front forks here if I'm going to try and use them. And away we go. We're going to race down here and see if we can catch the bales on the other headland. Actually, man, I think I should really go unload the combine. I'm worried about the combine just because I know the next thing it's going to do is try and cut through. And I don't want to have to deal with it getting stuck in the middle of the beans here and not making it all the way to the end. That's always just a mess. So I'm going to see if I can race down here. I don't think we're going to be fast enough. This 9630 is not the speediest tractor. It's going to help if I toss it into a higher gear here. And it's getting dark on us fast. So this was the interesting part of running the time at higher. I think 10x is a much better speed than the 15x we started the episode off with. And so I am going to try and stick with 10x here. I don't like recording in the dark very much either, so this is going to help me kind of pace the episodes a little bit. I think we'll try it out and see how it works. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. My plan is to start pacing episodes, though, to cover one day in game per episode so that I'm kind of forcing myself to keep moving along with the series. We're not spending tons and tons of times in the exact same week in game, so to speak, since I am doing 4-day months. And that's not to say that I can't skip some days when there's nothing else going on the farm. But I guess I'm trying to say is that an episode will last no more than or no less than 1 day on the farm, or 1 week on the farm, I guess, depending on how you look at it. And we've made a lot of progress here, and so I think this is going to be a great place to wrap up today's episode. We've knocked out a good chunk of this field today. We've got our baler rocking and rolling. We've got this grain cart set up, tested out. Everything's working here as well as can be expected. And yeah, we got the semi out in the field. We used our bins for the first time. This has been a great episode. We've knocked a lot of things out, and we're going to keep trucking here. We are going more and more negative as the days go on here. Every hour I put on some of these leased vehicles is costing us quite a bit of money. Thankfully, it's the lease to own mod. So we're going to be hopefully buying out some of this equipment as soon as I can sell off a little bit more of our crops here. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit that like button. And that's all for today. Kedrick out.